Once we start seeing those overheats come through from the Rumble, especially on first back, I think he'll actually be able to fight against this Jayce. So I think that will be the lane that calls a lot of jungle attention and also a lot of support attention. Has that Bard in his back pocket as well. So I think Weiwei is unfortunately going to have to give this top crab.
Yep, does seem to be the most likely case. Weiwei going to move towards the bottom side. Flash forward, staggering blow from Missing. Awesome, caught up too far up.
The
no
shield!
Battle, no flash, no chance to escape. And 1xN will claim first blood. The 2v2 for LNG coming alive early. HP gets his ghost out. Opens up space for Weiwei to finish up this dragon, no problem. As the supports do begin their roaming activities. And LNG still feeling good to be able to play around this bottom lane.
Invaluable when it comes to any fights that could happen on the Grubs.
Yeah, it does still have that lightning crash on cooldown a little bit as IG do start off the Grubs. Yeah, going to have to lead the charge here with that big taunt. Missing getting in to look for a dredge line as well.
They're split.
Flashes forward, trades it with TheShy, who dodges out on the trench line, but positioning now belongs to LNG. They've successfully pushed out the Invictus Gaming representatives and will be able to go 1-for-1. Now Equalizer thrown down behind TheShy, making sure that this guy has nowhere to go. Sheer shows up, torches him, and a kill will go LNG's way as well as the majority of the Grubs.
Very much so in the driver's seat when it comes to what LNG want to play around.
Absolutely. Wei finds Missing in the river, calling over Rookie, but Weiwei will be in position. Wow, they're going to go all in on this fight, though. Calling in the heroic entrance, double stun, found by Rookie's petrifying gaze, and Ya has no chance of escape. Awesome going to be able to pick up a kill thanks to that move. Meiko recalled right before that. So now both parties are here, both having spent, both ready to tussle. In comes the dredge line. Missing going to land a double knockup, but the follow-up's not quite there. Dive on in from Weiwei. Nia gets in there with the heroic entrance, and Awesome is the first one to bite it. Weiwei staying alive, double daggers, regenerating it back up. Tempered Fate onto 3, stalls the fight for a second, but ready to pop off as soon as it's over. 1xN gonna be able to clean up the rest of the fight. LNG take it 3-for-1.
Oh boy.
Okay. In the lead, a dive manifesting up top for TheShy.
Meiko's roaming.
Access to this dragon number 2. Meiko coming on over. TP being channeled. Sheer gonna make this a 4-man play. Shows on up, tanks 1 turret shot. Missing now ready to lead the charge. In goes Weiwei actually with the Hound's pursuit. Flash away from the
What?
shot. Just trying to buy time, I suppose. Trying to turn it back on Weiwei.
Okay.
And he will do so. 1-for-1 exchange. TheShy.
All right, he gets the 1-for-1. I was about to really flame that flash, but if he is able to get a kill, like, I am perfectly okay with it. And also IG getting the turret on the bot side as well. So, okay, TheShy is playing 4D chess, and I'm over here playing checkers. I'm sorry. IG have no way of really contesting this. They don't have prio, and they don't have control over the river either. And worst of all, they've got really no jungler, Gordo. So, Herald's going to go over to LNG as Teleport is actually being dropped by Nia here, but what are we fighting for? And LNG, if they didn't have that Herald, they would really have nothing to respond. So I think this gives them some much-needed opportunity for control around the map, as Missing is maybe out of his element.
Yeah, 1xN going to pop a lightning crash, jumps back over the wall. They get the chain CC on the way, and they blow him up.
More in the immediate timer of a play you wanted to make, because now, yeah, IG are just gonna hit that turret one time. TheShy gets some of that gold.
Now an opportunity to take the lead in the Dragon game from both teams. IG going to try to get to the river, but Rookie gets jumped on. Still good turnaround from the rest of the squad. They've got enough CC to push back Weiwei and Missing. Missing actually going to be the first one to fall. There's a stun coming through onto Weiwei. Wei waiting for him on the opposite side. Yes, Wei, as Wei takes down Weiwei. Sheer going to fall on the opposite side. Awesome going to claim that credit. And IG coming alive in a big way, take 4 members for 0 around Dragon number 3 and turrets to boot.
You know when you say a word over and over and over again and it just doesn't sound like English anymore? Yeah, I feel like that is what we're experiencing here. in this game.
Another dragon here in about 45 seconds, so they may look to prioritize that first and foremost, but IG settling into a really comfortable pattern here. Oh, hook comes in from missing, finds Rookie, petrifying gaze, stalls things out, Tempered Fate stalls it out even more. Cosmic Binding
got him,
and 1xN will be able to find that kill. Rookie caught out right before the dragon spawns, and LNG want more.
They got TheShy!
Forward, sacrifices his life, and TheShy going to be able to take him down. Now coming in on the flank, Wei trying to beat down on the side lane. 1xN kiting out to the side. Awesome flashes to the side. Will be able to take him out. Cosmic Binding connects again. Quadra kill to Awesome when all is said and done, but it is not going to change a thing. IG going to be able to pick up this dragon. Well fought by them.
IG with the ace. Find the play when it matters most, and down.
Yeah, I mean, they get Rookie. They force back TheShy. But there's a third carry on this team. Awesome doing his job. And Rookie finds a Miasma petrifying gaze on Weiwei. Does have Meiko holding him still as well, and they get that nice little pick. That's jungler. That's Baron.
If you're not a jungler, you would never understand. Gromp is one of our best friends in life, and we always need him. Sacrificing your life is a worthy trade, as now Baron is, gonna go into the hands of IG. LNG have no jungler, and IG are just gonna try and run them down now.
Yeah, I mean, they stepped up to the Baron, but they had no chance of contest, and now they're in a fight that they cannot win. 1xN trying to stand and fight, will be locked down, will be taken out. Another double kill to Awesome, and IG running away with it now. Baron in tow, multiple members dead, and they're going to be able to destroy this base.
Oh yeah, they've got Trundle with Grubs, baby. This is exactly what it's all about. IG barreling down in the mid lane. 7.5k gold ahead. I think Inhibitor is probably going to be the extent of their aggression. Good and the bad version of TheShy here in just game number 1. So we're already in for a series, I can tell you that. But also, because there is so many fun players that bring back memories and nostalgia of the LPL, it's like that one meme with the iRobot where they're like, y'all got any, basically, y'all got any good players? Yes. And we got nostalgia. That seems to be IG right now. As they're playing well, they've got the best play. They've got some likable players, and they're going to be looking to go one final fight to end the game, Gordo.
Wow, full sending it out of TheShy, but they just cannot touch this man. Wei gets in the way, and Weiwei going to fall for it as they continue to move forward. IG just taking on each member in turn. Wei ends up flashing forward to claim the kill, and there's going to be a double kill to him, a double kill to Awesome, an ace to IG for just Rookie's life. He ended up getting picked off on the side somewhere, but I think they're perfectly happy with that trade. IG gonna close this game out in sub 30 minutes. Would never have guessed it from the start, but they
for LNG, though I would extend some of that courtesy of the carry potential over to Nia as well. Obviously, whenever you go the Akali, this is, like you said, Rookie though, so maybe it'll all be worth it in the end. Rookie has Think level 4 though, and Nia's very low.
Flash forward for the kunai, tries to go for the flash knockup, doesn't connect it, but does it matter? Because Nia has the shuriken flip to chase Rookie down. Waiting for the energy to cast Q, can't do it. Wei shows up, Wei interrupts the engage from LNG, turns it right back around to Nia with a huge counter punch, and picks up first blood for IG.
A huge counter punch both literally and metaphorically, Gordo. Gets there just in the nick of time to save his mid laner from a disastrous fate, as now TheShy is looking for a solo kill.
TheShy calls out the step forward from Sheer with a big wallop. IG can have no problem picking up this dragon now. I mean, they have such an advantage through mid. Nya is useless. Just pick that level 6, but not going to be able to take the priority in mid lane. Weiwei on vision, Wei much stronger than him.
And I don't really think there is a way out of this, though. Weiwei is on his, he's making his way to the bot lane.
Well, Weiwei trying to make a way out of this, but Wei getting in there, going to be able to lock down 1xN. Wei picks up the first kill, and Weiwei now needs to try to find a way out. Underneath the tower with missing, will be able to clear out the wave, but a quick and easy play for IG. Maybe going to turn into a second one here. Building up a solid CS lead for himself in mid lane. after that kill earlier on. Going for the Roa build this game for that little bit of extra survivability against the Zika.
Which is interesting, right? You're super far ahead at this point in the game. You're up 20 CS like you said, and it kind of feels like IG are poised to bulldoze this game at the current rate.
Up, 1xN under the exhaust, just melted down. Awesome falling low, will be traded back by Missing. But there's Meiko, ready to run down. Oh, the flash over the Q, and now Weiwei arrives to the scene to make it a 2-for-1. LNG clapping back, getting Weiwei in the game. That is, of course, going to come at the cost of these grubs.
See that Wei is on that objective, and frankly, if TheShy keeps chunking out Sheer like this, then they might actually be able to look for a dive on the other end. You can see that ult is coming back for the Vi, so the aura of this man's deterring them from even attempting to make that play. Wei, though, I almost said Weiwei. Wei will be able to get Dragon number 2 for IG here. And that's all 3 objectives that IG have gotten so far. LNG, TheShy might be able to dive this if he is so bold.
Yep. I mean, he's finding some good.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah, he just steps up over, back steps up against the public execution, waits for Wei to come in and take that weight off him. We'll be able to clean that one up. Weiwei looking at the bottom now, trying to replicate that success. Gets in there with the Cataclysm. Assum does not have access to the Arcane Shift. Finally gets it back after he uses his flash. Shield comes through from Meiko. Not enough. Missing gets his second of the game.
It's a pretty costly kill, but LNG do manage to make some form of a cross map happen, but they've got to get out of dodge. Rookie's in the area with Shockwave.
Pulls Weiwei right back in, and Meiko will be the one to clean up that kill. Supports getting out of this play rich. Flash forward from Wei on to Missing. 1xN opening up with the ultimate to try to turn that back around.
In the starts of both games, and it was much, much louder than LNG. Now Wei having to run away from Weiwei.
Weiwei getting in onto Wei, making his way through. Will
Oh
get locked
my
down by
God.
the Cataclysm. Weiwei is taken out, and Wei trying to escape. Will get chased down by 1xN. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, but shutdown gold to 1xN feels plenty good for LNG if they are able to get away with this with 4 lives intact.
LNG do get out, but they get heavily zoned away. See, like, there it is again. From the Rift Herald that has spawned and been up for a little bit here. So I think IG, once Wei gets back, hang on, TheShy might be in trouble.
Oh, big knockup from Missing. TheShy gets disrupted out of his hop, and he is going to shift back before too long. Meiko here to try to help him out as best as he can. TheShy out of tools, out of cooldowns, out of time, and out of life. Will fall down to Sheer. Gets himself back in on the kill score a little bit. Awesome, gonna have to shift back over this wall. That action on the top side.
This will be soul point for them, so it puts LNG on a pretty substantial timer from here on out.
Relatively stable position up and around the top side. Awesome just getting back here with the Muramana as well. As
late game damage, but then also this top side, all 3 of these guys have very easy access into the back line. If Assum misuses a summoner spell, they can just snap engage onto this Ezreal. But
Cheryl's
so far,
here, and they just have nothing to show for it. IG walk away with a free Rift Herald. Meiko, though, getting jumped on. Weiwei and Sheer combined forces to claim that pick. LNG cannot make a cake on this guy work, and now they're going to get punished for it. Way over the wall, goes in for the season assist, locks down Missing, taking a boatload of damage, but flashes back over the wall to be able to stay alive. Rookie with the ball over their heads, going to be raining through damage, and LNG are forced to retreat. They get nothing for their efforts.
in a million years, IG get 1 for 0, thwart the dive from LNG, and they're going to claim a mid lane tier 2 on top of that. Dragon up in a little over 30 seconds. They really are. It is LNG desperately trying to look for something. Dragon has been started. We'll have to see how it goes. This will be Soul for IG if they get it, and it feels like Soul at this point would mean the game and the series.
Weiwei needs to steal. Nia trying to look on the side, but TheShy is marking him, fulfilling his role way stronger than the Sakali 2-level advantage. Weiwei into the back line.
Good
Cataclysm. Gets the growth from missing, and it just is not enough. Nia now flashing forward. Gets a perfect execution fast one onto Assum. Trying to finish off Wei. Dashes back through. Gets damage onto Meiko. Still not able to finish the job. Tumble back through. Nia finishes off Assum, but Rookie and TheShy have been running amok on the opposite side. It is a triple kill to the man himself, and the dual vets, the former co-world champions, will win out the fight for IG, will secure the soul, and will take full control over this game.
But then it just kind of feels like it gets a little too split. Wei finds a pick onto 1xN. Nia tries to go into the backline. They do a lot of damage, but the wallet diff just feels too big at this point, and it's only getting worse. 9,000 gold here for IG. LNG back to live are looking for something, but it's really risky to pull the trigger at this point.
And TheShy is feeling himself now. He is not backing out. He still hasn't spent from that previous fight, and he's not going to start now. They find the pick onto missing. They find a pick onto sheer. They keep on pressing forward, and the Baron is next up on the menu.
And it is being served up to all 5 members of Invictus Gaming. Rookie, though, doesn't want to be a part of preparing said meal, and we'll go hunting for 1xN. Won't be able to find him, but we'll have some control over the mid waves with this new Baron buff in tow.
Yeah, I know, but I love seeing the wall of animation come out of the little snowman as well, by the way. That's just a treat, as you can see just how much damage this guy is pumping out. I am pretty sure he's going to be able to buy like a full item. Yep, that's a whole black cleaver in between the previous engagement and the recall. As now Weiwei going on in, does land a 3-man Cataclysm. 3-man Shockwave from Rookie will set up for Wei to run amok through the rest of LNG's lineup. The rest of the crew thought TheShy was getting a little too much credit here. They put together a beautiful play of their own. IG, a dominant game number 2 after a shaky early game in game number 1. Gonna close out this series in 2-0 fashion and catapult the